Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, you know, there are just 310 days until Christmas 2022. And, today there's a pretty big storm over in the UK, in England. Meg messaged me this morning and said that they were getting hit pretty hard. So she wasn't sure if she would be able if there would be any power outages, if there would be any issues getting online. And then she sent me a message, or sent Mark and I a message a little bit afterwards saying that it blew down their fence. So it said my fence broke. So she is, and there's Star Wars fits. He says it's storming there as well. So Meg is not with us yet. Hopefully she'll be able to join soon, but I had to run to the doctors this morning, had just my regular checkup kind of thing. When you get into your 50s, they like to see you more frequently. So went in this morning, had my checkup. Everything's great. Still have arthritis. That's what happens when you get arthritis. You still have it. So but it's not acting up too bad. Doing well. The meniscus in my knee that was torn is healing. Right? Where's Megan? Is she safe? Is she all right? We hope that she is safe, Ronnie. Last I heard from her, she was doing okay, but we've not heard from her in about a little over 2 hours. So it's been a little over 2 hours since I last heard from Meg. And I don't know if she's got electricity. I don't know if she's got internet. I don't know what her situation at the moment is. So we just have to, we'll carry on as best we can without her. And I've got some backup plans just in case Meg doesn't make it, and we'll get there. So I want to say a big hello to everybody here. Dawn, I see you said we had a big blowing, rainy, wet, melting sleet snow yesterday in South Bend, Indiana. You know, Dawn, I am in central Ohio, so typically what you get one day, I will get part of the next. But yesterday, we got absolutely deluged with water, and that has everything flooded. And then we had a 30-degree in Fahrenheit, 30-degree temperature drop overnight, and everything started freezing. And then it started snowing on top. So we've got water with some frozen precipitation, and then some. Yeah, Santa put Meg bait on the stream. I know. Everybody talks about clickbait. I do have a little bit of Meg bait. Here, I even put Star Wars Meg in the metadata, so everybody searches for it, they'll see Meg's name in there. We hope that she'll be able to join us. We'll see how it goes. So we just got some rough weather in the Midwest, and then over in the UK right now, they're getting hammered pretty hard. Look, Spider-Man 96. I just met Spider-Man 96 yesterday. Did a great live stream with Star Wars Obsession. We had a great time yesterday, and Spider-Man 96 hanging out over there. Good to see you. Thanks for coming over to the Shill Hood, to the this corner of the neighborhood. You know, Meg normally keeps me in check. And we'll see if she's able to join soon. We did have a great time over there with Star Wars Obsession. If you guys not checked his channel out, he is just shy of 500 subscribers. He's coming up. So we've got he went over 480, or he hit 480, something like that yesterday, and his subscriber count is growing. So we're trying to get him to that 500. And if you go search for Star Wars Obsession, you'll see that we did that live stream yesterday. We had a great time, and we talked about this Razorcrest. I'll talk about it a little bit more today if Meg doesn't show up, but there are some other things to talk about. Just first of all, channel-wise, we have a Patreon page up. I just heard from my good friend Captain Pennsylvania this morning. Heard from him. We're trying to get scheduled a live stream to talk about King Conan. Captain Pennsylvania, he's a Buffalo Bills fan. He's a King Conan fan. He's all things Conan the Barbarian. He's a big fan of all of that. He's also a huge fan of X-Men and Scotty Summers. You may know him as Cyclops. So we're going to try to do a Patreon only stream for with Captain Pennsylvania very soon. Yes. Where's Meg when Santa said getting hammered? You know, she may be doing that too. It's pretty bad weather over there. So we'll be doing a Patreon only stream. And here's how this is going to work, my friends. We have 3 subscriber levels here. We've had them for some time. The Blizzard Battalion at just $2 a month. We've got the Snow Pack for $5 a month. And we've got the Elite Squad at $10 a month. And we do monthly toy giveaways for those subscribers. We're going to continue that. But we're also partnering with some toy collectibles that are out there. We've got, yes, Jedi Mike, this is great. So we've got some collectibles that we're partnering with. All the cool stuff with David Tree over in the UK. He has a collectible store, and we've got Old Republic collectibles here in the U.S., in Oklahoma. And for all of our channel members, if you're supporting us financially, we're going to continue those giveaways, but we're going to start transitioning over from just toy giveaways to doing toy giveaway. We'll give away the rest of the toys I have here, and then we're going to be giving away gift cards to these collectible stores. That's going to start next month. So does YouTube membership get you into Patreon streams too? It does not. But we've tried to help solve that by adding just a $1 level over in Patreon. So over in Patreon, we've got the same 3 levels that we have here on YouTube with the same price point. So if you are already a YouTube member and supporting us financially, you get the benefits in YouTube of having the custom emojis. You get the badge that shows your membership support. You get all kinds of YouTube benefits. But then for just $1 additional, you can get the Patreon membership as well. So you could do that, just $1. And then if you don't have the financial means to support us at the $2, $5, or $10 level, you could also just join Patreon for $1 and get access there to that content. Now, the other part of this is maybe you'd like to join in Patreon. You don't want to do the membership in YouTube. The same levels are available over there in Patreon as well. So you can join over there at $2, $5, $10. You could do $10 on both, but you don't have to. You could do $10 here on YouTube, $1 in Patreon, $5 in YouTube, $1. But you could do 5 and 5, and whatever level of support you would like to give the channel, that's fine. And then we also have one more thing is we have partnered with a custom saber company over in Nottingham, England, and they are currently working on a custom saber for Star Wars Santa. We've got an order placed. We're customizing it. We're adding some features that would make it distinguishable as Santa's lightsaber. So it'll be custom to Santa Claus. It's going to have it's very tastefully done. It's not going to be, kind of in your face Christmas, but when you see it, you will know right off the bat that this is a Christmas kind of thing. Yes. Adam, I saw it celebrated being a member of the channel for 8 months, I believe. It said, Adam, one of the very first supporters and a dude that I absolutely love. And Fan Gestures channel is one of the ones that kind of inspired me in what we do here. Adam is a wonderful person. And Adam says, please tell me that light blade is going to be red and white swirl. Oh no. But it does have the ability to choose your color. So you can just get one blade. And then with that one blade, with this hilt, you'll be able to pick if you want it to be green or you'd like it to be blue, red. Perhaps you like a yellow or purple. You can pick whatever color you want it to be, and it can switch through those colors with LED lighting. So we're going to have that as well. So we've got to see what that is going to end up costing for, like, if anybody wants to order that saber after we have this one built. But we're going to partner with them. We're going to announce them. Oh, look, somebody's here. You guys, somebody made it. So we're going to partner with them. We'll let you all know more about that as it comes. So you guys, we're very excited. Meg has made it. She's here. So let's bring Meg in and say good morning. Hey there. How you doing today, Meg?
Hello.
Hey, the storm still raging there, or has it calmed down a little?
It's raging. I've just made contact with the Prime Minister of Camino. He says that they're building a clone army.
Okay.
And just like Mando, I'm here to save the stream.
You've got you have a Camino weather there, is what you're telling me.
Yes, it's very blustery.
Oh my goodness. Well, very good. It's good that you made it. I wasn't sure if it was going to let you with the power, with the internet and everything, how bad it might be. So the president, I think it's the prime minister of.
I corrected myself. I said prime minister.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. So there's some Star Wars news to talk about from this week. A lot of it is quite spicy. You shared some of it this morning. And before we get too far into that, I do want to warn folks, because I was talking to Star Wars Obsession yesterday. He wants no spoilers. He doesn't mind finding out that Bail Organa might be in it, or Yoda might be in it, but he doesn't want to hear plot points. He doesn't want to hear story beats. He doesn't want to know what is going to happen. So if you are like Star Wars Obsession, you don't want to hear any of that kind of spoilers or some speculation that could end up being correct. You don't want to hear any rumors. Then this is not the place to hang out. So just be warned that that Meg and I are probably going to spill over into some spoilery kind of content. And so we don't want to ruin anything for you if that's not for you. All right. So give us a quick refresh of your what you were talking about today.
So I basically went over the Making Star Wars leaks for the Kenobi series, which is Bail Organa comes to Obi-Wan's cave on Tatooine, tells him that Leia's been abducted by the Inquisitors. Obi-Wan takes one of those shuttles that we saw Mando take in Book of Boba, and he goes off-world to what could be Nar Shaddaa, but they do say it's a new planet that is a hive of scum and villainy, and that's where we meet Kumail Nanjiani's character. So he's not going to be Asherad Het, he's not going to be the character we thought he might be. He's actually a contact of Bail Organa, and I believe Obi-Wan then rescues Leia from like a cantina spice den, and that is just the start of Obi-Wan's problems. It kind of goes downhill after that.
Yeah, there's some information. I know that Jason Ward is putting together articles to release over a period of time, and so I know I want to be really careful that I don't accidentally say something that I know that he hasn't yet released. So Meg, if you could keep me in check, that would be great, because that is the story that he shared. Hey, and Sheev, is today your actual birthday? I think today is Sheev's actual birthday, and he's 23 years old this day. But happy birthday, Sheev, if it was yesterday or today. Today is my last day in the lair. This is the gift for Sheev. We'll be done with it after today. Santa's debt will be paid, and Sheev I'll no longer be hanging out in Vader's lair. Okay. So yesterday was his actual birthday. So today is the last day I have to be in this godforsaken lair. So there you go.
Princess Leia.
Princess Leia.
Because in British, Leia and Leia are the same word.
I heard you keep slipping into that in your video today. I was going to give you a little bit of a hard time about that, right? Because I could hear your accent. You were talking about Leia quite a bit, and about three out of four times you would say it Leia, or
Leia.
and then you would
People
say
say the same
Leia.
about Dagobah. Apparently, it's Dagobah. I've been saying it Dagobah since I was a kid. The same with
Potato.
Tantive.
Who cares?
It's Tantive 4, not Tantive 4.
And see, I call it the Tantive 4, but
Which should be correct, but it's not.
You put an extra V in there. Tantive V. There's only the two V's. There's the one in the word and then
a double E at the end, pronunciation-wise. It's actually the Tantive 4. I watched Star Wars Explains video on it.
Oh, okay. And it's also like saying aluminum. That's not how you would say it. Yes, aluminium.
Tantities 4. That's exactly how I say it, RF Gaming. The Tantities 4.
Oh, that's great. That's great. It's just regional differences. Plus, even within the Lucasfilm story group, they pronounce things differently there too, and they have the same sort of debates. So it's all good. It's all good. We know who you're talking about.
It's all one big mass debate, and it's good to have a good old mass debate every now and then. You can release some of the pressure of holding in the way you pronounce things.
This is true.
Or in Santa lingo, emptying the sack.
And, if you keep that in too long, it cause health problems. I'm just saying. I don't know. So the Kenobi series, and I know some folks have been a little worried about him leaving Tatooine. You addressed this in your video today as well. Kenobi leaving Tatooine for a rescue mission. To me, I have no issue with that. Hey, Same. Wells is here. Yes, Meg is on the naughty list with Wells. Yes, yeah, but that's Meg. Meg is quite saucy. So we have a lot of fun here. But Wells is working. He's working on a new intro for us, and I'll be working with him on Monday on another whole project for Santa, for my Santa business. So Wells, thank you for stopping in. Good guy. So I don't really have any big problem with Obi-Wan leaving Tatooine. I know a lot of people are really concerned about it, but
I don't know why. I mean, there's a long 20 years between episodes 3 and 4. It's not going to break any canon, so to speak. Some people bring up the fact that in Leia's message that R2-D2 projected, she made it sound like she's never met Obi-Wan, but that's not necessarily true. And a 10-year-old Leia is very different to a 20-year-old Leia in terms of what she may or may not have remembered.
Yeah, or we yet to see the story play out. We don't know how much personal interaction Obi-Wan is going to have with her. The story point says that he's going to help get her from being abducted, but that doesn't mean that he will be the person that she sees or that she'll be directly involved with. And to what degree of involvement, we don't know that either. So,
also bear in mind, making Star Wars did state that Obi-Wan will be in disguise. So he might just be going by Ben and not reveal that he's Obi-Wan, because she may have heard stories from Bail Organa about Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's just going by Ben. So he might make it a thing to not disclose his full identity to her, just make it seem like she's a friend of her dad's.
You're right, and I don't want to give away too much, but I think this is already out. And my apologies, Jason, if I step over the line. I don't intend to, Jason Ward. But the way that, and I'm going to try not to. Okay. I know I shouldn't, but anyhow, I'm going to try not to step over the line. In A New Hope, when Luke is looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi, he says, Obi-Wan, he says, do you know him? Of course I do. He's me, right? And that I think Jason said that we'll have a little different contextualization around that when the Kenobi series is done. We'll know that there's a little more meaning behind that phrase than what we currently know. It'll be a deeper story. It'll have a lot more meaning to it. And so what you just mentioned about him not going by Obi-Wan is absolutely 100% correct, right? Like,
Yay, I get the cookie. Guys, I get the cookie. By the way, just to address something that Jay Kelly in the comments said, they said, will Kenobi gain a Scottish accent? I was rewatching Attack of the Clones, and there are times when Ewan McGregor has all of the attitude of a Scotsman, but sounds, because he's putting on like a British accent, and it's when he's screaming at R4 to send the transmission from Kamino to Mace Windu and Yoda. He's got like all of the personality that a Scottish person would have. I mean, he may as well have gone, R4, send the fucking transmission to... I can't do a Scottish accent, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have, the next time we have one of our members only Zoom calls, we'll have Greg read those lines in proper Scottish. How about that?
That sounds amazing. And we have Star Wars Fitz, who's from Ireland, so we could have all of this part of the world's accents.
Yes, and some proper Scottish attitude in there. We'll get Greg to do that, and you all know Greg as Darth Elvis, who performs at conventions as Darth Elvis, sings, and he's got some great parody songs. If in a YouTube channel you go listen to some of his songs, they're quite good. So very good. So Leia may not know that she met Obi-Wan, because he is certainly not going to be going by the term or by the name moniker Obi-Wan Kenobi. He'll be using a disguise, and so it doesn't change the lines or the kind of message that she hadn't met him. And I'm not going to get overly concerned about him leaving Luke unguarded for some period of time. And
I kind of feel like if we're going down this route of picking holes in the story already, I don't think we'll be able to allow the story beyond, what is this, like episode 1, to tell itself the way it needs to be told. I don't think we shouldn't be clinging on to something that's not actually canon, or what we think should be canon, because a lot of people are saying it's breaking canon, but it really isn't. And if we're hanging on to our expectations of what the story should be, we're not going to be able to see the beauty of what story Deborah Chow wants to tell. And that's kind of my approach with this, and I've learnt the hard way. Because I had expectations for Book of Boba Fett, and I realized I have to let go of that with these series. And Kenobi is one I really want to enjoy. So letting go of those expectations, allowing the story to tell itself, is the best way forward. And I'm happy with the plot leak that was revealed so far. I think it's going to be a great show.
There are some things coming, and I don't know how much of it Jason plans to release today. I know that he's kind of letting these stories out bit by bit, but from what he has told me, I'm super excited. And I think people, if they'll let the story come to them and let the story unfold, I think they can be very, very happy.
In the words of Snoke, do you know something?
I do. Indeed, I do.
You're getting me really excited. Is this, by the way, the leak that Jason promised to release later on today? Because I know he's going to drop something tonight.
I know he's going to drop something, but I don't know if he's going to, what part of what he has told me. So he has told me. It's
Qui-Gon, isn't it?
I'm not saying nothing.
That's a yes.
No.
That's a
It's
yes.
not a yes. It's not a yes. Not a yes. If we play the yes no game, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. But I know pretty much the entirety of the first episode. Pretty much the entirety of it. And as she says, "You're still holding on. Let go." No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to, Chief, because Jason, that's his story to tell, and we will talk about it afterwards. And Meg, if we have time after the live stream and we're confirmed to be off the air, I may share some with you privately.
Because I've shared some big secrets about Star Wars Andor with Santa, and Dominic is the only person in chat who's picked up on the slight hints I've put across over the last few months. And I remember his message to me, and he worked out something. So I'm very careful with how I word things now. But Santa knows some things, so I'm excited to find out.
So with that, we're done. We're gonna Meg, we can we end the live stream early? I don't want to wait 30 more minutes. That's too long.
That's what she said.
I did open the door.
Santa burnt me this morning in our messages because I said Storm Eunice is really delaying me or whatever it was, and he said, "Is that the name of your girlfriend?"
I did. It was really good. I gotta so remember the name of the storm that is hitting the UK now is Eunice. That's the name they've given it. So thinking that I spun this as her girlfriend's name. Listen to what Meg sent in the context of a girlfriend and her, right? So this is what she said. Storm Eunice is affecting my area really badly today. could be a power cut. We'll keep y'all updated.
One of the best things is when Santa just entertains himself. It's why he does all those predictions. Like, you think it's for the benefit of the viewers to have a chance of predicting, but he just loves when everyone gets everything wrong and he can go through the list and be like, "Oh, you predicted this. Good try." Pfft, no, dumbass. And then crosses it out, moves on to the next one.
Yes, that's exactly it. Oh my goodness. That was so funny. When see, now people are picking up on it. Eunice had a wind problem. Maybe she's lactose intolerant. Now I'm hot again.
What does your shirt say?
This is from the company I work for. And so we have hackathons where we, as a company, we're given a project and we try to work on it and see who can solve the problem most quickly. And there's a thing on the back that gives it. But yeah, from 2019, it's a free shirt, right? So went there and worked an entire weekend doing a thing for no money, but it was a lot of fun. Montreal
We've all worn shirts from companies we don't necessarily support because they were free.
Yes.
Exactly. I got a free Rey shirt from The Rise of Skywalker, and under normal circumstances, like a used napkin, I would have thrown it away. But because it was free, I wear it for painting and other things.
Let's see if I take
just the Rey shirt.
It's got other side. It's got this thing on the back for In Some Hackathon 2019. So it's a company that I work for. It's out of Montreal, Canada. And we're just purchased by a company out of Paris, France. So
I love Santa too much to say what I was going to say.
Thank you.
I probably shouldn't
say
it.
This time. Okay. So let's, before you feel like you're compelled to, let's see if we can switch topics. So there was a couple other things that people are starting to kind of grump about.
I shouldn't read the chat. I'm sorry.
I see Dominic. Dominic, behave yourself. So this book was announced, and they talked about it on the Star Wars, that Star Wars show or whatever on YouTube. The Princess and the Scoundrel coming August 16th. This is getting a little bit of chatter because there was this other book some years ago called The Courtship of Princess Leia. And you can
That is
see
a weird book.
you
That's
can
like a
buy it on
space fantasy,
Amazon.
like a fantasy novel within the Star Wars universe. It's a great read, but it is pretty weird, if anyone's
Yeah,
familiar with it.
well, and I was listening to Eckhart's Ladder talk a little bit about this as well, and the Dathomirian Night Sisters were first introduced in this book, is
That
what
is
he
true.
said. So some great Star Wars kind of spun out of this story, but as you say, it's a bit. Even Eckhart, he said it's a bit strange story. It's a fun read, and what the deal here is, you get this story of Han and Leia courting each other and getting married, but now and you can see it's clearly labeled Legends. Now we get a new book that's going to be canon. It comes out in August, and not only is it kind of retconning this story, which Dave Wolverton, he just passed away recently, and it retcons this novel for sure. But it
Does it count
also
as
takes
retconning if it's Legends, though? Because it's
right.
just the canon version. I just can't believe they put it on the Star Cruiser. That feels
That's
very
the other
slimy
part.
to me.
Yeah, it's on the Star Cruiser, much like they've got the books that are based on Batuu, which is the world they're in
Disney
in
parks or whatever.
Disney parks, right?
Galaxy's Edge.
Yes, it all takes place in Batuu, and there are novels that take place in Batuu, and even some of Timothy Zahn's Thrawn novels visit Batuu. So these are making their way into canon, and it's the tie into Disney parks is not hard to make. Here with the Princess and the Scoundrel, yeah, they're going on their honeymoon on this luxury cruiser. Now, it's very obvious what they're doing. It doesn't mean that the story won't be good or that it won't be a compelling read. It's just people feel like it's a little self-serving.
Should we be reading it out of principle, though? I mean, I wouldn't. It just feels like such a push in marketing in the worst possible way.
Well,
because at least the courting of Princess Leia had an emphasis on the story itself, but the Princess and the Frog is just going to be an entire canon novel. Sorry, The Princess and the Scoundrel is going to... I can't believe I said The Princess and the Frog.
Well,
The Princess and the Scoundrel is basically just an advert for the Galactic Star Cruiser, and it's probably just going to be filled with bragging about what's actually in it.
Well, and that's what I understand the concern, and I'm willing to wait to see what the story is actually like. Does the story hold its own weight, or is it just marketing push? And the like I mentioned, there's 3 novels that I'm aware of that take place in part on Batuu. 2 of them I think are quite good. One of them, to me, not so much. I really didn't enjoy it at all.
But people like Galaxy's Edge. I don't think many people like how cheaped out they went on the Galactic Star Cruiser and then charging like $4,000 to $6,000.
Yeah. That's I think that people kind of have a foul taste over that whole marketing bit, and then to throw it into this novel as a canon story seems like a total money grab. But I'll wait and see if the story is any good, and then I'll judge it off of that. But we'll see. I certainly understand the concern, right? Certainly do. I did have Jason's articles. I didn't want to click on them because some of these are in that spoiler territory. You already mentioned Kamal, his involvement. Princess Leia. There's another bit of a scoop is that we should expect to see Yoda. I don't think that that's all
I
that
covered that
surprising.
this morning as well because Mark
Yeah.
Hamilton was like, "Oh, Jason mentioned it," so I went onto the video and he was right. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I do too. And it's well, he's in the High Republic novels. He's or stories, and he makes a brief appearance in one of the novels. But in some of the comics, he's there, and so it makes sense that he would show up. He should show up, and to know that they're going to visit. Now we don't know if Obi-Wan's going to make a visit over to Dagobah, or if would they'll be force Skyping one another or what? We don't know.
It's
But
probably just going to be Yoda's voice.
perhaps, but they had Frank Oz, and this was some time ago. Jason was visiting the set the day that he ran into Ian McGregor in the parking lot, and we almost had him on the live stream here. He saw Frank Oz in that same trip. So, will they put the puppet in there? Well, I don't know.
The puppet is different in every single film, apart from the CGI version in episodes 2 and 3. But like the puppets of Yoda in episodes 5, 6, and 8 are all very different from each other. So maybe we'll get another iteration of the Yoda puppet.
Perhaps. More news to come on that. And then there is this other story that's on here, and I saw somebody say, bring it up, talk about it. John Williams is involved, and this came from LRM online. LRM is the source of this story. They had noted that, well, there was a tweet that came out a little over a week ago where they were saying that they did happy birthday and then he continued to conduct. But then we got more information that he was in a recording studio with a full orchestra, and on the door it said Kenobi. So, it was a recording session there. So we know he's involved in Kenobi. We just don't know exactly to what scale and perhaps what he'll be doing.
I think Variety said that he's doing the main theme.
Yeah, Variety, you reported on that. I heard somebody else speculate, and I think it was Jason who was speculating. He might also be doing a little tweak to Leia's theme, because we talked about a 10-year-old cool. Leia. Yeah, a 10-year-old Leia is going to be involved. She's going to be captured at some point. It would make sense that there would be Leia's theme as part of that drama. And you've got a much younger Leia, and he could work those beats into the kind of a tweaked bit there as well. So pretty exciting. I mean, to me, that is tremendous, and I'm really looking. Yeah, Jedi Mike says the leak said the main theme built off of Leia's theme. We'll see. I don't think
it's a Leia series.
I think we'll see Leia for sure. We'll probably see a young Luke for sure. But yeah, we already kind of talked about that. So no big concerns for me for the Kenobi series. I'm excited about it. As far as The Princess and the Scoundrel, I'm going to hold off judgment until I get to read it. If it's a decent story, then I'll give it credit for that. If it's not,
I think Santa's shield check has to come through first before he decides on his opinion on it.
We shall see. Yeah. And Jay Kelly said he'd love to see Ludwig, right? We're talking about pronunciations. Ludwig and Williams work together. I would too. But there's the other guy that they mentioned. I can't remember his name. There's another composer involved.
Nicholas Britell.
Okay. Nicholas Britell. Nicholas.
That's the guy who's doing Andor.
Yes. Yeah.
The thing is, Ludwig's style works well for The Mandalorian, but he's not as like cinematic, orchestral as John Williams or Michael Giacchino or Nicholas Britell. So it works well for a show like The Mandalorian, which has more of like a modern feel to the musical score. But for like those classic violin, piano, brass compositions, I think John Williams is the master of cinema.
He's yes, and I think that's indisputable in my opinion. I absolutely love John Williams' work across all of it. Superman, that is even in many of the remakes now, they carry that theme. That's become Superman's theme that John Williams created. Before that, there was a different Man of Steel. There was a Superman song. If you think back to like. And this is again, if you go back to the old Batman television series, the da 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 Batman, right? There was that, and then the same thing with Superman. There was a song that kind of you would attribute to Superman. Well, since John Williams came in, that's become his Superman's theme. You can hear it throughout all the modern, their new Superman movies as well. Yes, Jedi Mike. He did the Olympic theme. He did, which is again iconic. You hear it, you know it's Olympics. NBC
and
Nightly
also with
News.
John Williams, do you know what I find really fascinating is listening and comparing the Philosopher's Stone, or in America you call it the Sorcerer's Stone, and Attack of the Clones soundtracks, because those two films came out a year apart, and there is so much overlap and similarity in some of those themes. If you listen to the Camino theme, it's almost identical to some of the portions in like the third act of Harry Potter, the first one.
There's some fascinating videos if you really get into orchestral themes and influences. There are some fantastic YouTube videos on influences to John Williams, where you can clearly hear some influences he took, like from Beethoven. Some of his lesser known works, like pretty much all Beethoven's works are really, really well known, but some of the ones that aren't as popular, and you can hear the influence in a lot of his orchestral pieces. So it's really cool stuff on John
and
Williams.
Also Gustav Holst. The entirety of A New Hope's music is based on the planets, especially that
yes,
that kind of, is it the rebel theme at the start of A New Hope, where it's like
yeah,
that bit. That's entirely Jupiter and Mars, I think, from Gustav Holst, the planets.
Yeah, I used to play that about once a year when I was as a musician. We played it in high school a lot, but then in college and even after that, it's the planets. That it's really well known orchestral piece, and it's been adapted for bands of all different ages and technical difficulty. So
Dominic's asking if I killed the marshal, but I did not shoot the deputy.
See, they got it wrong, right? He killed the deputy and just shot the marshal. He got the song entirely reversed.
Oh
my goodness!
Is Cad Bane dead?
No, Cad. I don't think he is, and that's been a big discussion all week. I've seen Star Wars Theory talk about it. Star Wars Explains talked about it. Hello Greedo has talked about it. You've talked about it. I've talked about it. Like I think all the YouTube content creators have addressed it in one way or another. I absolutely do not think that Cad Bane is dead.
And you've convinced me, because I was on the other side of this argument. I think Star Wars Explained had the best way of putting it, that they've done that ticker thing at the end, just in case they need to bring him back. So he's dead until he's not, basically.
Yeah, and which is why I'm paying off the bet. It's a fraudulent bet. I agree with you, Dominic. Santa is paying off a fraudulent bet. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm paying off the bet because he's dead until he's not. And I think Alex at Star Wars Explained did the best job of kind of contextualizing that. I agree with you.
When Cad Bane comes back, they should have him say the line that Palpatine says in Episode 9, "I've died before."
True.
Like Boba goes, "I thought you were dead. I've died before." Because he literally has. I'm pretty sure this is like the third of Cad Bane's deaths.
Well, it's the second for sure, right? I mean, he was shot in the head in the unaired episode. He was, and this would be the second time, stabbed in the chest. Then he has several near deaths, but those, those are the two I know of Cad Bane being essentially killed. Can you think of another?
No, I think you're right. I think there's only two.
Yeah. So the other thing I've got to talk about, because it's making its way around the Star Wars, is this guy, right? This Razorcrest. Now, did you get in on the Razorcrest project, Meg?
No. I don't have much space for it.
It is quite large. It's like you really can't see the scale of it until you fully get to like this thing is a big vessel, right? I'm being careful with my words.
Yeah, I realized.
I'm like, uh-oh, how do I finish this?
That's
After I say big, I'm worried. Okay, what am I going to say? What's Meg going to... like, I don't know what word to say next. But this is it's fantastic model. And
Santa is loving his big new toy.
I am. And it's look, this thing is phenomenal. The level, the quality of the build, the detail, every portion of this ship is done extremely well. Every crevice, there was another word I was going to say, and I edited myself before I said it. Because
you've had it a couple of days now. We don't know where it's been.
I have had
the job done.
It certainly does. And I've got here. You can see like the coloring in the engines. They look great. And let's see if I pull this way. You can see I've got the ramp.
Oh, it's got a hole.
Yeah, it does. And we've got the carbonite blocks in there. So it's fantastic. And I know some people are already starting to mod it, and they're putting light kits in them. In fact, one of our friends in our community is doing that to his Razorcrest right now as well. So this is it's super exciting. These things are huge, and they're fantastic. So these are already, I see them listed here in the U.S. anywhere between $800 to $1,400 in the U.S. They sold for $375 from HasLab. So double to triple the cost is quite the markup. So, but these are
I've never seen one that big.
I can't. I'm not even going to Meg. I'm not taking the bait.
How does it even fit? Your wife must be very impressed.
She is. I said it the other day. You heard what I said. I'm not saying it again. Show. Oh my goodness. So as far as the news this week,
it's double-ended.
Well, yeah. Double down. If Cad is alive, Boba kills him a third time. No, I'm not taking that bet. Like, I don't want additional time in Vader's lair for every time Cad Bane kills or Boba Fett kills Cad Bane. I can see where this bet would be ongoing for the rest of my life because they'll keep bringing him back to life in one form or another, and then letting Boba kill him again. And it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. So yeah, how big is it compared to Rey?
Rey has a huge one. Wait, what was your question?
And people are giving me a hard time about being the Razorcrest, right? Rey. Um, but we've got right here. He's been watching. You can see right there in the cockpit.
Cockpit.
Yeah, I know.
A thing that size, I don't think you can avoid it.
You can see Mando right there. This is just it's fantastic. Here he is. There's Din Djarin right in there at the controls.
It's got a retractable tip. A retractable tip.
Okay, I just circumcised it right there.
I'm not going to make a joke about that. Because I feel like I always go a bit too far. When someone says a dirty joke,
bit?
I always take it a bit too far. Just a bit.
A bit. Oh my goodness. So any other big news items we should compare? I just read Mark Hamilton's comment. Any other big Star Wars news we should discuss before we close out here and I tell you some more
Scoopity doops.
information? Yes, Scoopy stuff. So good. All right.
There's a new canon book coming out about timelines.
Oh yeah, I saw Rev Kev covered the timeline book. It looks really really good, but I'm concerned that it would become like you used to be able to go buy like encyclopedias and keep them on your shelf, and then history changes, the world changes. And then you need to get appendices to your encyclopedias. For me, a timeline book that is all inclusive, it covers all kinds of things. It looks like it's fantastic, but how many addendums would you end up with, like every year, to bring it up to complete, right?
Mm. Because there's a lot of canon changes, especially with the High Republic. There's a lot of update on. I saw Pablo Hidalgo's tweet. He was saying that the haters can't go at him because he had no role in the making of this book.
Yes.
Kind of sad that he needs to justify that.
Well, that's him trolling them again too, just to poke the bear, which is entertaining. But at the same time, he had no involvement in it. But Alex at Star Wars Explained, he does monthly canon updates, and then once a year he does an entire timeline video where he updates it with all of the things that have changed. And his canon updates and his annual video are amazing. They're amazing. I think for Star Wars fans, if you can't keep up with all of the content, you can't read all the comics, all the books, play all the games, consume everything. Alex does a great job, and I absolutely love what he does in that space. His canon updates and his annuals are great. And hey, X-Wing's here. He's sent. I sent his Razorcrest to him today. I bought 3 of them. I bought 3 of these. And who else? I saw somebody else in the comments. Where is it up here? Matthew Cruz. I've had so much fun playing with this thing already, and I haven't finished yet putting it all together. I've still got like the weapons lock, Meg. I've still got the weapons locker weapons here to put in, and I've got the accessories. But this thing is a ton of fun to play with. I've been opening the different spaces where you can access the interior from the top, the side, the back. I do. I can't leave it alone. It makes me happy. It makes me giddy. I laugh. I chuckle. I'm grinning ear to ear. This is the best thing that I like collectible that I've ever owned in my life. And as I mentioned yesterday, like we were super, super poor growing up. Like I didn't have any of this stuff like growing up, and I am getting to relive my childhood. And this thing is it just it thrills me to death. I'm loving it. Oh my goodness, you guys.
Man on the moon. Santa will be in his office playing with himself all day.
All day. All day.
What else is new?
You had to make it worse. Like you always got to take it the extra. Yeah, there you go. Jesus Rodriguez, thank you for the $10 super chat. We'll wait for it to show up. Oh, here it is. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is fantastic. You guys are the best. So we do have a Mike Porter dad joke. If there's nothing else to bring up on the discussion, I've got a real good Mike Porter dad joke. I had to reword it for you a little bit, Mike. So we see Mike Porter in the chat. Here we go. Mike Porter dad joke. No, it was just awkwardly worded. What would they call a show with a Mandalorian and a cloned girl?
Alpha and Omega.
There you go. Oh, Meg got it right off the bat.
Right.
You got it right. Very good. Very good. Well, Meg, try to withstand the weather. I know it's pretty bad there. When is this supposed to clear out?
I'm not too sure.
I'm really not too sure. Inside for the entire weekend?
I think so. So this morning, I was just by my window here, and I see the neighbor going outside to her car, and the wind just topples her over, and I'm like, oh shit, because she's not young. I was going to go and help her, but she got up by herself, got in her car, and drove off.
It drove off. Yeah. Well, very good. Well, have I heard Sheev's Morgan Elsbeth theory? I don't think I have. Are you familiar with Sheev's Morgan Elsbeth theory, Meg?
I don't think so. We speak quite a bit, but I don't think he's told me about it.
X-Wing. Meg can't go outside when the sun's out anyway. That's true. That's true.
I'm like a vampire.
That's great. Yeah, he already put the vampire emoji on there. So what's your Sheev? We're waiting. What's your Morgan Elsbeth theory? We're in anticipation of hearing.
Santa's going to play with himself while we wait.
Well, I found this yesterday. I was trying to figure out how to access the interior to be able to put some of the accessories in, and
he found a hole.
I found a button. There's a button. When you push the button, then it releases the top here, and you can pull this out, and then you've got all the carbonite blocks here, where you can slide them into different positions underneath the right. You can line them up. It's great. This is fantastic. And then the interior of the Razorcrest is quite remarkable. It's fantastic. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I finally found the button. Yes, Mrs. Claus. She's very happy for me.
Maybe she'll get her claws on it.
Oh. So here, let me tip this up so you all can see inside there. Like the level of detail in this thing is remarkable. I'm over the moon. I'm absolutely.
Quite literally with the size of that thing.
Look at the size of that thing. It's unbelievable.
So where are you going to put it when you're done playing with it?
Well, there's not room on the shelf. That's what Mrs. Claus was saying. It's too big. It won't fit. That's what she told me. I repeated it for you. I know you wanted me to say it, but
I did.
she suggested. Oh, hold on. She suggested I'll have to put it on top of the bookshelf instead of in the bookshelf. So there.
I thought you were going to say that she suggested you put it on eBay.
No, I do have a third one, and the third one is going to go on eBay. Duckies,
You've got a
I'm
third
terrified.
one?
I did. I bought 3 of them. I bought 3 of them.
Santa has 3 instead of the customary 2. You should get that scene too.
I'll have to put. I did knock a cover off. So yeah, look. You've been too slow. We've been trying to hold off for your theory, Sheev.
Go faster.
I don't know what you're trying to type. It's just taking. Yeah, X-wing. They're reselling between 800 US and X-wing. I saw one listed here in Ohio for 1,400. So between 800 and 1,400. So that's quite good. And I sold X-wing the one for cost, right? Just for cost. Sheev says, "Remember the super weapon?"
It took you all that time just to type "member the super weapon."
Sheev, you're gonna have to type faster or draw our attention to it. We'll talk about it next week because it's going to take you a week to type it out, right? Like letter by letter. If it takes you 5 minutes a letter, that's just too long. I can't wait. He's a very slow typer. That's true. That's true. All right. Well, Meg, hang on. We will be signing off, and then we'll have a little chat. Right before I go eat lunch.
I need a word with you. He tells me.
I do. I need a word with you. We will. Any final words? You got anything else you want to discuss? Before
Just
we
thank you for having
out?
me on. Thank you, chat. Stay hydrated. Drink some water. It's always good for your body. Even if you just had water, you need another glass of water. So drink water, stay hydrated, enjoy life, live well, and I'll see you next time.
Very good. Thank you all so much. And until next time, my friends, Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.